Hello everyone. Welcome to Roshan Tech. Today in this video, we are just going to see the research and what kind of artificial intelligence tools that we can use for our research purpose. We stand back and reflect upon what we are actually doing in our scholarly work. Albert Einstein's famous cubes comes to my mind. If we knew what it was we were doing, it would not be called research, would it? Albert Einstein. In this section, what is new knowledge? First of all, we should define what is research. Research is not just finding facts, it is the process of generating new knowledge. Research, it is a scientific and systematic search for pertinent information on a specific topic. And also we can say that research is a useful investigation or enquiry, especially through search for new facts in any branch of knowledge. Neil Armstrong's famous quote is there, that is, research is creating new knowledge. So up to this level, defining research, generating new knowledge, creating new knowledge, search for knowledge. Some people are consider that research as a movement from the known to the unknown. Actually, we can say that a voyage of discovery, that is research. The traditional academic research defines new knowledge as making a significant and original contribution at the frontiers of a discipline. In the past, new knowledge was often the results of the sheer physical resistance. We need to stay in the years of months of weeks of lab work. Today, the artificial intelligence, the definition of new enabling cross-disciplinary synthesis. So that there are some stages, especially in the research. For the literature review, so we can just compare and contrast with the traditional method with the artificial intelligence enhanced or the software method. Just assume that we need to find out the literature review in the traditional method. So everything should be in a manual keyword searching. On the other hand, the artificial intelligence enhanced method connected papers, research rabbit, that means the visualizing the citation networks. Just think about data analysis. In the traditional method, we normally work with basic spreadsheet formulas. On the other hand, the Python, R libraries, and Vivo, especially for the qualitative, for the tabular, for the visualization. The same as when we want to draft or editing research stage. For the traditional purpose, we just need to manual proofreading and also for the reference management. So manual bibliography will be there. But in the artificial intelligence enhanced, so the Grammarly, Gilbert, Rightful, academic specific artificial intelligence, Zotero, Mendeley, so that these are the automated metadata extractions. So shift from manual repetitions, laboratory work towards higher. To move beyond just writing papers and into pattern and technology transfer, researchers should focus on predictive modeling, reproducibility, grand writing artificial intelligence. So that we could able to fulfill the expectations for the quality research like Q1, Q2, journal publications, patent product, development consultancy, technology transfer. Research skills and expectations. University success requires moving beyond basic searching towards critical. Analytical thinking, information literacy. Efficiently, we can navigate the academic databases like Google Scholar. The cycle of our scholarly work, our research requires a complete cycle of growth, mentorship, continuous learning, and practical problem solving. Moving outward from the center of our work, we can apply these findings to solve everyday problems. And build institutional consulting bridges. Ultimately, our goal is to update our skills to adapt to new technologies and translate our effort into tangible outcomes like scholarly publications and functional product, transforming raw research into meaningful real world solutions while maintaining high ethical standards. The rapid integrations of artificial intelligence into our daily workflows has shifted the conversation from whether we should use these tools to how we can use them effectively without losing our unique human edge. We can see this infographic represent a strategic framework designed to help individuals and teams maintain human agency and depth while leveraging artificial intelligence as a powerful cognitive partner. By following these five core pillars, you can ensure that technology amplifies your capabilities rather than replacing your critical thinking. From these five pillars, the first pillar, elevate, don't evade judgment. The first principle reminds us The first principle reminds us that while AI is excellent and processing data and, and presenting options, the responsibility of making critical final decisions remains distinctly human. Humans possess the capacity for ethical reasoning, empathy, and strategic long-term visions that machines cannot replicate. By allowing this artificial intelligence to handle the heavy lifting of data analysis, you free up your mental bandwidth to focus on high-level strategic choices and critical thinking. The second pillar, foolish the expression, not the essence. When it comes to communication, artificial intelligence is an incredibly capable tool for enhancing clarity, style, and tone. However, it is vital that the human creator retains the core ideas, meaning, and authenticity of the message. Just think about this using this AI to refine your writing, ensure that your communication remains polished, but the underlying intent, voice, and the personal connections continue to originate from you. So, the third pillar, innovate through enhanced cognitions. Rather than simplify viewing AI as a productivity boost, this pillar encourage us to treat this as a mental amplifier. AI can help you discover novel patterns, break down complex concepts, and explore different perspectives. By using the technology as a collaborative brainstorming partner, you open the door to deeper disruptions and creative problem solving that pushes past traditional boundaries. We just move to the fourth pillar, deepen, don't delicate your reading. In an era of instant summaries, it is tempting to let AI read and digest materials for you. However, true understanding that we can say that come from deep engagements with the source material. While this AI serves as a fantastic tool for initial research and synthesizing data, you must still read and reflect to grasp the deeper context. That means deep reading fosters through comprehension and sharpens your own critical analysis skill. So, the fifth and the last pillar focus on problem definition, not just solution. It is easy for teams to jump straight to the first solution and AI tool generates. This principle urges a human to slow down and focus on identifying the underlying wider scope and the root causes of an issue. Once the challenge is accurately framed, AI can then be leveraged to build, iterate, and optimize potential solutions more effectively. The role of artificial intelligence in modern research. Literature review automations, data analysis and visualization, pattern recognitions, predictive modeling. Most importantly, it facilitates seamless collaborations, allowing us to share our AI enhanced research securely with our colleagues. Evolving our literature review, we realize how much our literature review workflow has evolved with the integrations of AI. Instead of getting bogged down by hundreds of disjoint papers, we can now leverage tools like Google Scholar and Semantic Scholar to integrate current literature and pinpoint unexplored research voids. When we need to synthesize a massive amount of materials, we let artificial intelligence consolidate our scopus, such as grouping 50 papers into thematic clusters and use organizers like Zotero to keep our references tidy. Ultimately, we delegates the heavy lifting of sorting to the machine, while the analytical power to interpret those clusters remains entirely yours. So the example itself reflects the artificial intelligence tools analyze thousands of research papers to summarize trends within a minute. So just think about it is how much it is efficient and effective, enthusiastic way. When we look at this framework, I really like how it redefines the role of artificial intelligence in research. Instead of worrying about whether AI is going to take over, we can see that it is all about creating a true platform. Synergy platform. I feel that the division of labor, I feel that the division of labor shows here makes perfect sense of our work. We let AI handle the heavy lifting of data tasks so that we can focus our own energy on creative and strategic leadership. Let's break down how the two images complement each other. On the left, we can see AI support taking care of the technical and data tasks like processing high volume data, handling predicting trend analysis, and automating repetitive chores. It is like having a tireless assistant that excels at pattern recognitions at scale. But on the right side, the framework reminds us that the researcher must remain the creative engine. I realize that when we use artificial intelligence to support our work, we are free to focus on the big picture, bringing in creative visions, considering the ethics and global context, and tackling complex decisions making. When we put these two together, the core message becomes clear. AI should support research, not replace the researcher. That is main thing. Artificial intelligence should support research, but not replace the researcher. It is about using AI powered tools for advanced analysis and literature searches, while we handle the critical thinking and the synthesis. So, the responsible use of artificial intelligence, academic integrity, it should be assist to the researcher. AI authorship is plagiarism. So that we need to check about the policy, review institutional guidelines. There are some stages of research. The problem identifications, that should be all scholarly inquiries must originate from a precisely articulated challenge or a object. In the AI era, The objectives must be quantifiable and highly granular, and leverage AI to interrogate current literature, pinpoint unexplored territories, and research voids. In the problem identification stage, let's think about a medical research example. The broad inquiry: can AI help doctors treat heart disease? This is the issue, but it's not clear that which part the treatment should be, what is the technologies, how success is measured. So we need to refine the research question. It should be in a specific and it should be in a measurable manner. How does deep learning algorithms improve the accuracy of detecting irregular heartbeats from wearable smartwatch data compared to standard hospital tests? So we need to find out the research problem identification. It should be specific and it should be in a measurable manner. Stages of a research literature review part. We realize how much our literature review workflow has evolved. I really like how they break down the process of using modern AI instruments to make our work so much more efficient. Instead of getting bogged down by hundred of disjointed papers, we can now use tools like Google Scholar, Semantic Scholar, ChatGPT to identify publications and map out research voids in a fractions of the time. Let's look at how they suggest we use these tools in practice. I find that when we need to synthesize large amount of academic material, letting the AI consolidate a large corpus into thematic clusters save us hours of manual reading. We can then use reference organizers like Zotero to keep everything tidy and well referenced. It feels like we are delegating the heavy lifting of sorting and organizing to the machine, while we retain the analytical power to interpret what those clusters actually mean for our own research. I also feel that understanding these tools help us become much more effective researchers. By letting the instruments facilitate the search and synthesis, we open up more time to focus on the core arguments and critical insights. In this image itself, we can able to show literature discovery, reference, and the citations to analyze the data and statistics. Julius AI, NVivo, SPSS. Zotero and Mentally, Site.ai, Semantic Scholar, Elicit, Research Rabbit, Notebook LM, Scholarly, Chat PDF, Grammarly, Quillbot, Rightful, Chalky, Gamma, assist diverse learners with the summarize and audio, create engaging study guides and quizzes. For the data strategy, when we look at this process, we can see how we turn large amounts of information into something truly meaningful. We start by feeding raw data into the funnel, which then uses software and artificial intelligence analysis to filter and process what matters. Instead of getting overwhelmed by the sheer volumes of material, we rely on these tools to recognize pattern and extract the core components. What we get at the bottom are refined insights that we can actually use to drive our research forward. It shows exactly how we can combine technical tools with our own focus to get the best results. When we look at this data analysis framework, we can see exactly how we can connect raw information to actionable research outcomes. The process is all about taking data and transforming it into useful knowledge to support our decisions. We can break this down into two main parts. What our analysis drives in research and how our workflow is enhanced when we bring AI into the loop. Let's look at the research side first. We use data analysis to test our hypothesis, identify underlying patterns, draw meaningful conclusions, and make accurate predictions for our projects. When we integrate artificial intelligence and machine learning into this workflow, we supercharge our capabilities. We can process large data sets much faster while relying on statistical validations and dynamic visualization dashboards to monitor our results in real time. It really shows how our technical tools work together with human oversight. By letting the system handle the data processing and pattern recognitions, we free up our time to focus on the creative and strategic parts of our research. Writing and publications. Research writing and publications are the final stages of the research process where findings are documented and shared with the academic community. Because of this artificial intelligence process, it has become faster, more organized, and more efficient. writing grammar structure. When it comes to drafting our manuscripts and reports, we can rely on tools like Grammarly, Gilbert, and Writeful to improve the clarity and reduce errors while making sure the human voice and original ideas remains entirely ours. And to select the journal, reference formatting. The ethical discussions, we might have said that discovery is collaborative. Researchers must verify and interpret patterns. So this entire things we just have discussed about the research and usage of AI tools and various softwares for research.